If I make a statement in the very beginning, did you know that spending just 20 minutes in a sacred space can reduce your stress hormones by up to 30%? And I'm corroborating this statement. Scientists have found that our brains actually change their wave pattern when we enter environments we consider sacred or special. That is how the journey and the tradition of the Eastern wisdom has been polluted, distorted completely. Did you understand the statement of what I said? Scientists have found that our brains actually change their wave pattern. Wave pattern means positive wave pattern. When we enter environments we consider sacred or special. What is the most important point? We consider sacred or special. Why don't you consider your house is sacred? Why don't you consider wherever you go, you are entering into the sacred space? You're driving in a sacred highway. That is how the Eastern wisdom has been distorted. So do you want to say that there is no sacred spaces? Yes, there is definitely a sacred space. The entire range of the Himalayas, where still thousands of people are practicing meditation. So when you are practicing meditation regularly on a particular place, obviously it has the different vibrations than a butcher shop. That's not a good comparison, but it will help you to understand that. The sacred space, what our Eastern wisdom is talking about inside your heart. That heart is pure. Huh? It is vibrating with an attitude of service, gratitude, peace, calm, love for everyone. Now your heart is full of that sacred space. Wherever you go, you create that sacred space. Otherwise, you will continue to run after those teachers who makes a big claim. And they give a very illogical arguments. Sacred spaces are more than just beautiful or quiet places. Pay attention to it. They say they are powerful environments. Obviously, there are powerful environments. It may be because of the nature or it may be because of the people. It may be because of the nature, it may be because of the people or the masters who created, who did their practice, who were always vibrating with the service, gratitude, attitude, kind service. So we feel something different and we say these are my spiritual experiences. Answer is no. So what is yes in it? Our mind is filled with the millions of the thoughts. Mind is wandering, keeps wandering inside. Do you know that? Mind always, most of the time, mind travels outside. you're listening to me until the end of the session, then your mind is traveling outside. And if your mind is scattered, wandering inside, you will not stay until the end. Because that wandering mind inside enters into some place where it finds the trigger to be calm. So mind, instead of wandering out inside you, naturally gains the focus, and we recognize it is a sacred space. Why don't you create a sacred space in your home, including your washroom? What is required? Your mind. Instead of wandering, it should start traveling outside with clarity, with a sense of completeness, with a sense of love and gratitude. Yes, that may be true. In every tradition, we have created and sought out those spatial places that somehow feel set apart from the ordinary life. Yes, it is possible. So do you agree that there is a sacred space, or there are sacred spaces? Does any space says that I'm sacred, or I recognize, I hear, I believe in hearsay? In the very beginning, I heard the statement the scientists have found. So let the scientist, as a scientist, you inquire. So as a scientist, when you inquire, I see anything that is inert cannot recognize whether it is sacred or not. It is human being, human consciousness. I, as a conscious entity, recognize, realize the sacredness. I have been going to my master. I used to go to my master from the capital, and it used to take 5 hours. In those 5 hours of driving, my mind was totally focused on the image of my master, full of love, full of gratitude. My master, what you have given to me, nobody can give me. So what is happening inside my mind, or anything happening in the monastery? Yeah, in the my master's monastery, he did all these practices, and he is guiding with an attitude of gratitude and service. Obviously, that environment is also full of sacredness. But my mind, 5 hours, it created that conscious environment. So what will happen when I used to land up in the monastery? I used to find that now I feel totally in peace and calm. Can't we do it in the home? No, I have a lot of differences with my honey. I'm on the verge of divorce. When I remarry, then I will create a sacred space. It will never happen. It is not going to happen, my friend. We have to elevate our mind. We have to evolve our mind. We have to drop all those thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are expressed because of sense of incompleteness in me, reaction in me, jealousy in me, hatred in me. Do you drop it? So you'll find the sacred space everywhere. But to recognize it, yes, we have to work on it. It is not simply the mind can work instantly. First, you have to create a sacred space inside your home where you practice meditation, whatever you practice, or any prayer. That should be clean enough. Or you can go to any temple, church, or whatever, the religious synagogue. Why? Because going there, the mind has to change it. Then, mental sacred spaces. So the internal environment of the mind is not wandering, but it is traveling. Traveling means the mind makes a journey consciously inside. The moment you change the direction of the mind from outside to inside, consciously, you have started creating the sacred space. Now, the ultimate sacred space, which we talk about, it is the spiritual sacred spaces. So, by regular practice, the mind reaches to an objectless state. The objectless state of the mind reflects, reveals the highest truth. That is what is the spiritual sacred spaces. I started in the beginning what the science says. Eastern wisdom is 200% scientific. What do we mean by scientific? The knowledge and understanding comes with a cause and effect relationship. Cause and effect relationship. So your mind follows the intellect to find the cause and effect relationship with unbiased, not dominated by the false notions you created.